Since if a dude wasn't burakumin but banged a burakumin, he'd bounce, and the child would be born not only fatherless but nameless. Huh? Okay, first of all, the first problem with what you say here. A child is never fatherless. Not really. It always takes a father to make a child. He'd bounce. What, on a trampoline? No, I know what you mean. Slang. He would leave and not come back. So he would be without his father. Without his father in his life. Okay, yeah, that happens. But nameless? How the hell? A child always has a name, whether your father is in the picture or not. Whether your father just left when mom was pregnant or after the child was born. Like, a person is always given a name. It's impossible that they could be nameless. And then you continue, without a name, one wasn't technically a person. What? Dude, of course a person is technically a person, whether or not they're registered in the federal government system. If the federal government is so jacked up as to refuse to register a person's birth because the father was not also a burakumin, that person is still a person. Come on. And you say, not without papers. Do you really believe that, or are you just writing? Because here on page 238, I find out that I'm guessing that this is the I novel that that the reader finds out about. It's the Shihosetsu. You're writing a Shihosetsu because you're just talking about I this, I that. Here. And you say, not without papers, wasn't recognized in the system. Well, first of all, that's fucked up. It's so fucked up that the federal government would do that. And second, of course a person has a name, and of course a person is technically a person. So I guess when you wrote this, you believe this, because you're just writing a book that's like, I did this and that. That's why it sounds like just a collection of journal entries for a good portion of the book. Then you quote your mom as saying, if you guys happened earlier during the war, like happened with a lot of American soldiers and Japanese prostitutes, there was a time when, if the baby was born in Japan, the Japanese government wouldn't recognize the Western name. Okay, well, a couple of things I don't understand. Well, you go on and you say, so they'd be denied papers. And until naturalization passed, America wouldn't grant them papers either. So since they weren't born in the U.S., they'd be in limbo, no names. Huh? Okay, first question. Japanese government, pre-war or during the war, if the father was a foreigner, you say Western. I've never understood why Western was the capital W every time. I mean, that's another topic. But why first of all would the government? Why would the? I'm assuming that the American soldier didn't stay around, and the Japanese sex worker or prostitute gave birth to her baby and didn't have any idea where the father was. So why the hell would she give him a non-Japanese name? That, yeah, I mean, of course she would give the baby a Japanese name because those are the names that she knows. She wouldn't call him like, Frank or whatever. And maybe she knew the surname of the soldier, read it off of his uniform, but why would she try to give him that name? So so what? Why? So they'd be denied papers. Why? Because the mother wasn't married? Because the mother is a sex worker? That's Fuccboi. I'm sure you know what that means. That's Fuccboi. They're born in Japan with a Japanese mother. So of course they're Japanese. Regardless of their father being an American soldier or some other kind of foreigner there for reasons of war or for any other reason. Of course, God damn it, Japanese government, they're a Japanese person. Born in Japan with a Japanese mother. The fuck is wrong with you? Fuccboi. Denied papers. Fuck you. Well, of course America wouldn't grant them papers, citizenship, because the father has to ask for that. And if he's just passing through, has sex with a sex worker, and that sex worker gets pregnant, he has to take action and ask for citizenship. It's not just like America is going to be like, oh, we happen to find out about this, so we're going to grant you citizenship. You'll have to take action and ask for it. They'd be in, and then you say that your mom said no names. How the hell is that? How the hell is that? You have a name because it's what your mom is gonna call you something, and that's your fucking name.